And welcome to Laws of Enchantress. See, I'm doing good on my promise to keep videos active on YouTube because I opened up all my mail and I saw some very expressive mail, so I will never neglect you guys again. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're watching this video for the very first time, please make sure before you continue, hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe. Please hit like and subscribe. And show me some love while I'm talking so I can know there's humans out there. So I want to talk about something. I was having such a great conversation with a prospective new client because I do my one-on-one Enchantress coaching, where I do coaching independently in private, and I also have my laws. Hey, Jean, how you doing? Yes, I told you guys. I got all the emails that I've been neglecting. When you fall in love and get all giddy, that kind of happens. Thank you, Tiff. Thank you, Tiff. So I'm never going to be that neglectful again. I was trying to manage a relationship and traveling because I am going back to England to go to Paris. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Tamu. And I'll be going back to England again. My fiance, feels weird saying that, is taking me to Paris for my birthday because, of course, I'm born in May. So you'll be seeing that as well. And if you're part of the program, you're going to be seeing that more in the Laws of Enchantress program. So I want to talk about something that is, it's really important to understand what the Laws of Enchantress is about. It's a consecutive course in conjunction with pages. It does feel wonderful saying that, my fiance. So it's a consecutive course with videos, modules, and we started all the way back in May 1st, 2018 with course 1. Now we're all the way up until course 9, and it's the foundation of the Laws of Enchantress program is self-love, self-healing, self-empowerment with sincerity and rediscovering what it means to be a beautiful Black woman and truly pampering and loving yourself and cultivating a culture of self-love. Whatever you want from the world, you got to give to yourself. And so many women are seeing the phenomenal results because when I first made the Laws of Enchantress program, for those of you who joined, it was a 3-day program. It was not supposed to be a continuous, but when I saw the great results of women loving themselves, pampering themselves, taking care of themselves, traveling. I have so many sisters in the group who are literally experiencing the world because they're getting motivated to get outside the box and truly get in line with the happiness and leaving the dead weight, leaving the negativity all behind. And it's not easy because so many of us are predisposed to negativity. But I want to talk about something that is so important. It's the core of the Laws of Enchantress program. In conjunction with me being a certified advanced law of attraction practitioner and an avid student of Napoleon Hill, Neville Goddard, Abraham Hicks, Dr. Joseph Murphy, this is what I immersed myself in over a decade. I am also a proud traditionalist. I have gotten dragged for that. I've gotten attacked for that, but I am not wavering because I know from my experiences working with so many Black women in my entire career. A big part of my career for about 5 years, I was a manager, an HR manager for David's Bridal, the flagship store. And I also was in control of the Great Bridal Expo, which was thousands of brides in the Marriott Marquis in Times Square. And I used to make the questionnaires. I spoke to the brides. I even still have some lifelong friends that I met who were brides. My point is, I had so much exposure from healthy relationships to not so healthy relationships, to courtships to kind of like begging and chasing on the girls' side. So I'm here to tell you that what's happening, what's making things so conflictive is not just the fact that I believe that modern dating is a lie. Modern dating is also toxic for marriage. Even if you are able to get this man into this marriage, it's not a healthy balance. You're seeing a lot of proximity in terms of people who are getting divorced, and you're seeing a big block between people who are not getting divorced. And I don't know what's going on. I think it's the extreme liberal media. I'm not taking any political sides, but I'm just calling it like it is. That are lying and misguiding women, and the ones who are getting affected look like us, the ones who are getting the most affected, and even the men as well, because no one is being told the truth on what makes a successful marriage. All we do is talk about the negative aspects. What doesn't work, it doesn't fail, it's a fairy tale, it's this and that. Okay, but why? if we can send a satellite to Mars, if we can send, you know, things into outer space, into orbit, if you're watching this video with the miracle of technology, what the heck, guys? What's going on? And the fact is, we have thrown out the baby with the bathwater. Modern dating, women have lost complete control. And you have all these women who actually caused the problem telling you to not be feminine, telling you that gender doesn't exist, telling you that, oh, don't date for marriage, be fun, be free. And then these same people who are pushing this agenda turn around and want to talk about femininity and talk about being gentle, being vulnerable. They're profiting from both ends, and they're causing the chaos. Ladies, it's not that difficult. And I just started my program May 1st. And within me taking my own program, I got engaged, courted for marriage within 10 months. Because a lot of the people say, well, how could you coach for relationships, or how could you teach someone to get a husband? First of all, I never, it's not about teaching to get a husband, because what I want and what you want is completely different. And we have a lot of married women in the group. One of the secret pages you get access to when you join the Laws of Enchantress is Traditional Ladies Lux, and it's for married women. We also have the Happy Ebony Domestic Goddess. These are pages all part of the Laws of Enchantress program. So why would married women join a page if it's just husband number one? Because it's not. The whole part of it is empowering your feminine, feeding your feminine, fostering your feminine for the entire longevity of your relationships, and also for yourself. You are the foundation for your creation. You are the destination for your success. You have to be the GPS. So there's a thing happening when you date in that modern way. It's not just about getting the ring. The ring is great. It's not just about having that wedding day. That's great. But it's about two healthy, balanced people coming together to make a prosperous, abundant, and generational wealth and legacy building. But you can't have two broken people to make a whole marriage. And the problem is that modern dating needs to go. Modern dating has been destructive, emotionally damaging, pessimistic. It has completely turned the Western world on its ass. And the problem is that there's not enough room for traditional women like me. And that's why dating was so challenging. If I just wanted to have a boyfriend, to have a boyfriend. If I just wanted to have a husband, to have a husband. I'm not trying to brag, but I think I could have gotten one a long time ago, you know, but I did not want to do what I saw so many of my female friends doing, working 40, 50 hours a week, not spending time with their babies, giving birth, the babies are in daycare. So many women, especially women like us, tend to be the head of the household. We're giving 80% of the household. These are things that I saw. You know, I'm at that mature age now where I have a lot of friends in my circle who confide in me. People always like to come and talk to me and confide in me. I'm not perfect, but I do a pretty good job. And the reason why people were talking to me is because a lot of women are tired. They don't want to admit. You know, a lot of women don't talk about the fact that being a stay-at-home mom is work. Being a mother, being a wife, you know, bringing feminine and positive energy, being able to have energy to nurture your husband, to support your husband as an emotional feminine. And we're not being able to do that. We're giving all of our energy outside the home. We're giving all of our affection outside the home. And by the time you come home, you got two people who are emotionally drained. And more than likely, if you're the mom, you still have to be able to contribute to your child's upbringing. You still got to be able to make sure the homework is done, make sure laundry is done, make sure the kids are getting their activity. And if you got a smaller baby, forget it. You're literally, as soon as you get home, pick the baby up from the daycare, whatever, and you're working again. You really don't get to recharge, revitalize yourself. Thank you, Cherry, as the feminine divine. And this is why I'm talking about being a traditionalist. I've been studying traditionalism for over 15 years. And, you know, I was talking about this in the sexnicity era. And so many people think it's just a dating phase. It's not. Because however you get that guy, however that guy got you or you got him, or whatever, vice versa, that's going to tell a lot about your marriage. And there's so many skill sets as a domestic goddess you need to know. It's not just sitting in your house, twirling around, smelling calla lilies. It's really knowing how to manage your husband's finances, how to invest, how to put money away for a rainy day. Because you are the dominant feminine in the home. You know what everything costs, shopping, this and that, clothing, this and that. It's not just about you twirling around in pretty dresses. But even that feminine energy, men need it. They need the feminine energy. That's why when men get to the height of their success, men who are financially secure, men who aren't, nervous about their finances, they really don't care about the woman's finances to a certain extent. But then you'll see people like Derek Jeter who married the commercial, the girl who did cable commercials, the cable vision girl. And you're like, how does that happen? Because men are looking for women energy that's going to nurture and foster and support their alpha male. And reciprocal, you get that masculine energy that keeps your feminine energy nice and light. But what's happening in modern dating, and the reason we have the modern dating lie, is because you're not even dating at this point. Men are the one who are vetting. And women are so intimidated to vet men for marriage, to say, I want to get married. What's the use to open up your options if you don't upgrade your level of expectation? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter if you don't love yourself, heal yourself, and saturate yourself in continuous healing, even when you get married. Even me, I'm engaged. And I still have to make sure I keep up the same momentum, the same energy, the same vibration that I got my fiance with. I can't say, okay, I got Jason, let me just parlay. No, you have to literally know how to manipulate that energy. And yes, manipulate, create when you're having those high vibrations. Do things when you're feeling your best. Start brainstorming when you're on your high. You don't just manifest when you don't have. Okay? You manifest, that's right, Cherry. You manifest all the time. So manifestation is not just when you acknowledge it or when you're conscious. Manifestation is happening every single minute, whether you believe it or not. As you're listening to this, your subconscious and consciousness is working together to create some type of reality for you, whether you acknowledge it or not. It's like gravity. You don't have to understand gravity, but it's working. So the reason why modern dating is not dating, number one, you're not being courted, meaning that you're not dating with a purpose. Number two, the guys are in full control. Full control, meaning that they're the ones who are vetting you. They're the ones who are pre-screening you. They're the ones who are in control of everything. You have lost control, and you can't get really mad at them because men do what works. Men are proactive. We are reactive. We are the feminine gender. So when men do things like that, you're getting mad, but you have to realize the majority of women are being responsive to that. The majority of women are being reactive to their proactive measures. It's not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. On the other hand, you have the women, you're not being courted. He's doing all the vetting. Then also there is the superficial thing where even just to get used for a one-night stand or even for him to date you momentarily, we women, not just men, we women are pumping this artificial saturated junk that you have to look like Miss America, that you have to be absolutely perfect, that you have, especially if you're a woman of color, you better be going to Sephora, Saks, Bloomingdale's, you better be going to all the spas, you better be getting surgery from top to bottom. I am not here to tell you not to put on your MAC makeup, not to put your Estee Lauder. I didn't say that. But there's a huge misconception that you have to look like a Barbie doll if you even have the audacity to want a decent man. And if you think I'm just telling you crap to make you feel good, any of you, anybody listening, go to a high-end area. Go make a bridal appointment. Go to a high-end bridal salon and book your, even if you're not married, go get a fake ring from, I don't know, a gumball machine or whatever. Go and get a silver ring or whatever and say, I want to make a bridal appointment. I challenge you to go to those salons and just be observant. See the women who are trying on wedding gowns for $5,000 and up, because I did it, okay? The women that are in there are average women. They're your basic Beckys. These are not supermodels. So many women have you believe that it's Heather Locklear and Sharon Stone and who else? A whole bunch of like Nicole Kidmans and Angelina Jolies. And I'm not saying your looks don't matter. Okay, but your looks are not dominant because why do we pretend as women? Exactly, Cherry. Why do we pretend as women that beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful women don't get their heart broken? Why do we pretend as women that you could be carrying your Hermes bag, Louis Vuitton, you could be having your Tiffany necklace and your Cartier? Why do we pretend? Why do we play dumb as if each of us listening to this video doesn't know a young female who is perfect physically, like the personification of feminine, but she's getting dragged, or she's married and her husband treats her like crap, or she's engaged and she's chasing him down the aisle. We have to come back to reality. And yes, there's a balance. But in my opinion, your foundation of self, the way you respect yourself, the way you love yourself, what you give to yourself, what you invest in yourself. To me, that's the foundation, and that's actually dominant because not every woman can have those perfect features and that perfect size, but every woman has a possibility to use their feminine magnetism to their advantage. There's a lot of women in history who got men they shouldn't have got according to your look factor, but they used other things. They knew their strengths, they knew their weaknesses, and they amplified their strengths. And society today is putting way too much emphasis, especially on women of color, telling you that you have to be, if you even want a man remotely nice, what do you bring into the table? First of all, like they said on Wendy Williams, we are the table. A man that has everything is not looking for a masculine version of himself. A lot of us have been taught to date and pursue with masculine energy, like matching him dollar for dollar, matching him career for career, matching him for job. That does not mean anything. Like I said, there's a balance. Of course, a guy doesn't want an idiot. Of course, a guy wants a reputable woman for the mother of his child. But sometimes we see things that break the mold, and you're like, why? What's going on? Okay, and there's always a balance. We are the table. We are courted. We are the nurturers. Your feminine energy is priceless. It's absolutely priceless. It's mystical. And that's why they demonize feminine energy. That's why if you are feminine, if you are, sexual, there's so many slurs for women that dare to show that. But still, even in that actions, we don't know how to master it. Because right now, when I'm doing my coaching and I speak to so many beautiful women who take themselves to the spa, women who are traveling to Paris, London, women who are going to sandals resorts, women who are doing what they have to do externally only. And then when you look on the inside, they all have low self-esteem, low self-respect. They are emotionally abused, verbally abused, some even physically. They have not built themselves up. So basically, it's like building a beautiful home on a rotten foundation. And eventually, everything comes tumbling down because the foundation is what sustains every other creation. So if you are courting and you are dating, that's two different things. And what's happening to modern women now is our responsibility. We are the gatekeepers of our body, we are the gatekeepers of our emotions, and we are the gatekeepers of what we want. So if you're listening to this and you're a modern woman and you're okay with how things are, this is not to change your mind. If you're listening to this and you're perfectly fine with the status of what you're doing, you're married, you're happy, then okay, great. This is not convincing you. But I'm here to talk to the women who are not happy with what they're doing, who feel like they do not have a voice in what they're doing, who feel like if they go on 2 or 3 dates, they got to hit that sexometer. This is for the women who feel pressure to get into sexual relationships without a title. This is for the women who are intimidated to ask the man, do you want to get married? Are you looking for marriage? But these men are not intimidated, to make it very blunt. They're not looking for anything serious. If a guy tells you that to your face, I'm sorry. Because that's man talk for, I'll date you, you're cute, I'll hit that, but don't expect me to marry you. I mean, men are very black and white. That's in our defense. That's in our protection. When you look at it, because I've gone on dates and men have told me directly, I'm not looking for marriage. I'm not ready yet. I'm not settled. Oh, thank you, Tamu. That's Tamu. She's in my program. And the guys will tell you that. And the thing is that we are taught, oh, it's 50-50 pursue. It's not 50-50. If a guy even has a remote, slight possibility, 1 in a million, that you could be the chance, they're not going to tell you that because they're scared. They don't want somebody else to take you off the market. And I'm going to be honest with you, because some people say, well, how could she be teaching? Because I'm traditional. I've been studying women for over 20 years. I'm in HR. I've been working predominantly with women population. And there's a reason why I'm not married. I live in one of the most liberal states in the world, which is New York City, one of the most extreme states where gender roles, traditionalism is not honored. And I saw many friends getting married, and I would not participate in that 50-50 marriage. where there's no masculine, there's no feminine, everything is down the line. To me, it's like you're sleeping with your roommate. And I'm not trying to be evil or mean for any of my friends who, any of my college buddies who watch this, but many of them got divorced. Many of them got married before me and divorced now. And everybody's marriage is different. But the red thread was there was no balance. The red thread is nobody took a role. It's not, you can't equate relationships and biology and men and women with social equality. You can't use the same tactics that you use to get a pay raise or equal rights to be a lawyer, a doctor, or be a female president and apply those same social constructs to matters of the heart and soul. These things are completely different. And the crying joke is the women who have pushed this extreme liberal agenda, they're not even following their own advice. The statistics are there. Extreme feminists and these modern feminists, they're getting married. Two of the most famous feminists of our generation, Meghan Markle and the one who got married to George Clooney, Amal Clooney. These two women were devout feminists. They have videos on YouTube predating their marriages and relationships with George Clooney. And what did they do? Meghan Markle's, I'm a feminist, and she did the most traditional thing and married Prince Harry and living in a castle. Meanwhile, you're still standing around with the feminist sign looking real lonely. Amal Clooney was a devout feminist. You can just Google Amal Clooney feminist on YouTube after this video and you'll see I'm a feminist. And what did she do? She married the most eligible bachelor arguably in the world because everybody wanted George Clooney. She had a traditional princess, Iranian, Persian wedding, white veil, big ass dress. So a lot of people are saying sensationalism because sensationalism sells. I'll be honest with you, traditionalism is boring. It's not going to sell magazines. It's not going to get my YouTube channel up to 3,000. Traditionalism is boring. It's not dramatic. It doesn't have all this drama and negativity, but it's what works. But unfortunately, what works is not what sells newspapers, reality shows. It's not what keeps people's YouTube channels up to 500 subscribers. But I really care about my sisters. I really care about my fellow sisters. And I know for a fact it's beneficial to you if you're in my Laws of Enchantress program and you saw my transformation right before your very eyes. I'm not selling you something that I did not use on myself. You literally saw me getting courted. You literally saw the progression of me and Jason. That's why when he finally put a ring on my finger, nobody was surprised. Everybody knew the courtship was coming. As a matter of fact, every time we did a video together, people were like, is he gonna do it? Is he going to do it? Because he was so in love. He was so proud. He was so proactive. He talked about getting married, courting me for marriage. So, and not only is that good for just, getting engaged, but it makes for a healthy precedent for marriage. Because when you're courting for marriage, you talk about marriage. You talk about finances. You talk about how you're going to raise the kids. You talk about debt. You talk about opening bank accounts. You talk about the actual things that are going to benefit the marriage 10, 15 years down the line. Because courtship is necessary. Because you just can't marry somebody because she got a nice booty, he got a nice eggplant, he looked good in gray sweatpants, she looked good in leggings. Okay, she can put up with my attitude, he can put up with my bossiness. Okay, we lasted 3, 4, 5 years. Let's walk down the aisle. Then you're completely surprised that these people are divorcing because your actual relationship prior did absolutely nothing to prepare you. They're not going to premarital courses, premarital counseling. They're not talking about any issues. Like, I was shocked when my friends come back to me and I listen to them, so many female friends, and I take notes and they tell me why they got divorced. I'm not trying to be dramatic, but 95% of those issues could have been talked about before the marriage. 95 of those issues, 95%. Literally, if they were to discuss them prior, either A, they could have got counseling for it to work it out, or B, perhaps not get married. There were major issues that they don't talk about. So courtship is not just about being obsessed about marriage, and marriage is the end all be all, and I'm just obsessed. And no, it's not. Sit your ass down. No, it's not. Courtship means you're dating for a purpose, and that purpose is going to produce a healthy, prosperous marriage. There's no guarantee in life for anything. You can do all that and still get divorced. But It increases your proximity to success. It increases your proximity to success. Because I know it got naysayers. You could do all that and still get divorced. Yeah, but you can get in a car and have a seatbelt and get in a car accident and you can crash. But the cops are still going to give you a ticket for not wearing one, because everybody with common sense, two eyes, one nose, and one mouth knows when you put on a seatbelt, it increases your chance to live. So that's why cops will actually give you an expensive ticket if you don't buckle up. Preparing for marriage, courting, dating for a reason, that's wearing your seatbelt. That's your relationship seatbelt. Nothing in life is guaranteed. But when you increase the chances, it makes sense. When you do things to be proactive, it makes sense. And what we're doing now as women, especially sisters, is not making sense. You can take care of your outside until you look like, I don't know, the second coming of Christ. I don't know. You could take care of your outside too, like Halle Berry, Beyonce, Lupita, whatever floats your boat. Viola Davis, I don't know. Whatever, you can do whatever. But if you're not balancing the inside, thank you, K sellers. If you're not balancing the inside, it makes no sense. Because let me tell you, I'm coaching a wonderful young lady who I have never met. I'm doing one-on-one Enchantress coaching because I offer that as well. And then she saw me on Instagram and she took a chance. You know, she said, what's the worst that can happen? She paid for one session for 1 hour. And when she contacted me, I was flabbergasted because this woman is absolutely gorgeous. If you're in my membership group, I talk about her all the time, but I keep her confidential. The reason why I'm bugged out is because her body is banging like a Benzie. Like, her body is like a Bugatti. She got everything is where it's supposed to be. Like, I'm straight, but I was like, damn, gosh, I wish I was next in line when God was giving out bad bodies, because she definitely got the bad body turn. And she has a lot of followers on Instagram. She got over 1 million followers. This is a girl who is so attractive that she's making money just based off on how she looks. You know, she's a beautiful woman, but yet she can't have what she wants. Yet she has challenges with self-esteem. Yet she has challenges with her appearance. Yet she has challenges with, you know, setting boundaries and even talking about her expectations. How does this happen? And it happens because we don't start from the foundation. It happens because we've been conditioned that all that matters is the outside. Well, let me tell you her story, as discreet as I can. So she met the guy, and of course the guy was attracted to her, you know, because she's so beautiful. And you know, I just told her, make sure you have this and that. And she didn't have the self-esteem to say what she wanted. So the guy wanted to move in with her, and part of Enchantress coaching, I say no. No moving in, no nothing until you are married, because you want him to court you down the aisle. And a lot of times when you live with someone, things can happen. So unfortunately, long story short, you know, she told me she was pregnant, but she told me not to worry, I'm engaged. So of course I get nervous because there was no wedding date. A real engagement means you're planning an actual wedding. A real engagement means at least within a week to 2 weeks proximity. If someone says you're engaged and says, Connie, when you're getting married, I could say June 6, 2020, 5 p.m. in Kingston. Ocho Rios reception, 7 o'clock. Like, I can just tell you, that's an engagement. Engagement doesn't mean you put the ring on and you're going to stay floating around in space like George Jetson for another 2-3 years. That's not an engagement. Engagement means you are planning to get married from the moment that ring goes on your finger. The only reason you're not married is because you're using that time to plan. It's not a time to vet. That should have been done from the beginning. So long story short, she was destroyed because as she got more and more into her pregnancy, the guy said he did not find a pregnant woman attractive. And honestly, I would take her body now with the pregnancy. Oh, June 6th is your birthday. That's great. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. But she didn't even have a full pregnancy. In my opinion, I would take her body right now. All she had was a belly. She had beautiful skin arms. Her collarbone was still showing. Really, really thin legs. All she had was a belly because she was super fit. She was extremely health conscious. She didn't eat meat. So this is what I mean. When you attract a man only with the external, what happens if you get into a car accident? And you might say, oh, she's being extra. No, what happens if you get an illness or you take medication and God forbid, you gain weight? What happens if you get pregnant? We do tend to get pregnant. That's how human beings come into this planet. And then he's not attracted to your pregnant body. And she told me she was devastated because when she went to the doctor, was asking because she was depressed, and she told him what happened. And exactly, right, Kay Sellers? So when she went to the doctor, this is profound. The doctor had like no sympathy. He was like, oh, men cheat a lot during pregnancy. It's quite often. It's quite common. I guess trying to like woo her and let her know that's not a big deal. Because she was going through depression during her pregnancy, which wasn't healthy for her unborn child. So when she came back and told me that message, I said, no, that's not normal. That's not okay. But the thing is, this is a result of attracting a man just with the externals. What happens if there's a change to your external? That means you can never gain a pound. You can never not look picture perfect, Instagram ready. That means you always have to have makeup on, your hair done. It is absolutely ridiculous. And then I tell these women, these men, do they understand the upkeep is a job in itself? Going to the gym, having a nutritionist, eating healthy, shopping healthy, because if you're not buying processed foods, you will be in Whole Foods at least 2-3 times a week. If you're working out 5 days a week, you're going to be doing more laundry because you can't really wear your gym clothes. I mean, when I go to the gym, I sweat. I have to wash everything except the sneakers. So a lot of these men are making demands on a certain type of woman without even investing into your upkeep. And we are to blame because we have this extreme feminist liberal agenda. And before you say, Connie, now you bugging, how's that our fault? Because I said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm proud to say I try to look my best for my man. If you got a problem with that, this channel is not for you. If my man's not around, I don't look as good as I normally do. You say, I look good for me. I look good for me. I don't know about you. I don't need a man to look good for. Great. Gee golly whiz. So when you're saying that over and over and you wonder why he won't give you money for your hair or he won't give you allowance to get your nails done. I was in a group where a woman got a pedicure and a manicure and the bill came up to $110, and all these guys were criticizing her because she was showing off the nails and the bill was in the picture. It got really popular. It went viral. And I'm like, how much do men think a full pedicure with tips costs and a design and your feet? You think it's $10 and you had the girls co-signing. I don't spend more than $40. But these men want the $100 look but don't want to invest, and that's your fault. Because you are so defiant and so masculine and so defensive. What's wrong with saying to your man, I love to look good for you? What's wrong with telling your man, I want to look my best for you? Me looking good for him makes me feel good. But when you are masculine and combative and you don't want to even admit that you like feeling good and looking good for him, of course he's not going to invest in your upkeep. Of course when you get married and you don't get to go to the gym and the spa and all that stuff you used to do, of course he's not going to be as attentive to making sure you get it done because you done told him you do it for you. And if it stops getting done, oh well, you was doing it for you anyway. Good men are receptive to that. Good men are proactive to that. They want to keep their woman looking good. But if you're defiant and you're like, I ain't doing nothing for him. I ain't going, no, I don't care for him. I do everything for me. Okay, great. So don't be surprised when he doesn't want to contribute to your upkeep, which is very important for women. Don't be surprised when he doesn't understand it takes 4 hours to get your hair done and it costs money for lipstick, makeup, and if you don't wear makeup, skincare, cosmetics, and spas, and all the stuff that we need to do to make ourselves look and feel great, the look they love so much. And that's an investment. And there's too many men walking around just to have a one-night stand, they want to have a 10. Just to have a one-night stand, the Halle Berry. They want to have women who look like Instagram models. And like I said, I'm a reasonable woman. In the Laws of Enchantress program, I am a reasonable woman. If a man's looking for a wife and he's a little bit superficial, okay, great. I can understand if you're looking for the woman you want to spend the rest of your life with, even though it takes much more than that to have a prosperous, healthy marriage. I can understand if you're out here looking to court a wife and you want the most beautiful woman, even though again, that's not the right way just to pick a wife. That's not the best way. But I can understand. But what I can't understand is how so many men are empowered to want the best of the best with no intention of courtship, no intention of marriage, no intention of even making you their girlfriend, no intention of even taking you out to dinner, Netflix and chill, no intention of taking you beyond Starbucks or getting some water. And before you laugh, I have access to Facebook. I see over 4,000 news feeds. I'm in over several different groups because part of my Laws of Enchantress program, I continuously coach with matchmakers and relationship experts. So you're not just getting my knowledge from a Laws of Enchantress or being a Law of Attraction person. You're also getting my coordination when I'm actually paying to go to these high-end feminine courses, and I'm paying to go to all these matchmaking courses, and I come back and bring you this information. So I'm kind of getting well versed in seeing the behavior of women. And the more lies they tell you that you're empowered, you're free, you're absolutely not. You are expected to sleep with these men. You're expected to have sex before there's a committed relationship. You're expected to make sure you don't get pregnant, you take birth control, you do this. And the thing is that you are so scared to ask this guy about marriage. And I'm here to tell you, a good man who wants a good wife, a guy who is looking, is not going to be turned off from a woman who is looking for marriage. It's okay for him to ask about punani specials, punani skills. Hey, Elaine, how you doing? It's been a while for me being on here too because I've been so busy. But it's okay for him to talk about punani specials, punani skills, and ask what you're doing and tell you up front. But you're scared as a woman to see how you're going to invest your emotions, your heart, your soul. It makes absolutely no sense. And this is the slaughter. New York City is the slaughterhouse of dating. Women are getting used like a turnstile. But am I angry? Absolutely not, because we're fighting for this nonsense. If a guy can't even look at you on the street anymore, it's street harassment. A guy can't even approach you at the party. Oh, he's harassing me. A guy can't do anything. It's like you're listening to these extreme people, but when their back is turned, they're going to matchmakers and paying $200 an hour. You want to know how I know? Because I went when I was doing my coaching. They're telling you to be alpha female, but they're here spending hundreds of dollars going to Deepak Chopra and going to all these feminine classes with Abraham Hicks and Hay House that you can't even afford. You want to know how I know? Because I've been blessed not to have too much burdens, and I go and I see nothing but non-minority women chanting feminine healing and womb healing and balancing masculine feminine energy when they are the ones who actually created this freaking chaos. Most sisters are traditional. Most sisters want to be protected and provided for. Most sisters want to get married to the love of their life. Most sisters do not want to be single moms. That's why I never get mad at them, because no black woman says this. Oh, Daquan, I can't wait till you make me a single mother. I cannot wait till I'm giving birth to your child and I'm in that delivery room screaming, having massive contractions. I just can't wait for you not to show up there. I look forward to that day. Oh, Jesus, please make him not show up. Said no black woman ever. So we are leading with a traditional heart without a traditional blueprint. We are leading with hurt and trauma without any continuous healing. And it's a lot of it is very confusing, because at the end of the day, your biology as a woman will always win. You have stuff in your body that makes you predisposed to love and affection. It's not the same. There's chemicals happening that when you touch a man and kiss a man, it doesn't happen the vice versa. So yeah, many black women are pretty conservative. But the thing is that we're being lied to and saturated with a society that's profit. All the craziness you see is profit. I think I told my coaching group in Laws of Enchantress in the program, one of my biggest moments in my life when I was living in New York is when I was coming out the train station at West 4th, right there on West 4th Station in the Village. And I remember I was coming out of the steps in the subway. And as I got to the top of the steps, I looked up into the corner. I saw Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker. And this was the height of Sex in the City. I think the first movie was coming out, and she had a baby in the car. So in that moment, I had my Keanu Reeves Matrix moment. Here we are worshiping this show for encouraging women to live this life. And so many women really felt Carrie Bradshaw was real, or Samantha, or whatever it may be. And in real life, she's a Jewish woman married to, I think he's a Jewish guy, pushing a big expensive stroller with their baby, living happily, living traditionally. Meanwhile, we're fawning over, and I think she's still married to him. I think she's been with him for over 20-something years. So even the image she was projecting, it's a show, guys. They do what sells. Traditionalism is boring. Gender roles are boring, but they work. They work. And modern dating is not working. Women are getting pessimistic. Women are getting hurt. Women are getting emotionally damaged because we are delicate creatures. We are sensitive creatures. We're not made to be aggressive and hostile and angry. We're meant to be nurtured, loved, and adored. And that is reciprocated. And men love it. Successful men, from Steve Jobs to Warren Buffett to Bill Gates to Mark Zuckerberg, you see they have feminine stability. I'm talking about the creme de la creme of wealth. They're not out there popping bottles. You have a few. But the top 10, 20, they have feminine stability. They know the importance of generational wealth. They know the importance of legacy building. But what gets me so frustrated is the same people who are pushing this agenda of extreme liberal dating. They're even getting rid of gender roles. They're even getting rid of, when I was growing up, gender and sex was the same thing. Okay? Gender and sex meant male or female. Now, they spliced it up. They kung fu it up. And it's this whole, you got 10, 20, you got all these, and I'm not saying people don't have a right to express themselves the way they want to, but that's not what's happening. Only one voice is being heard for women. Only one voice is being modern dating, paying. Even poor Steve Harvey, who I never agree with, he had women on the show, and these two non-minority women said, well, you know, it's 50-50. No, you're not talking about job equality. You're not talking about trying to become a president or a congressman. You're talking about matters of the heart. Sit your ass down. A man takes pride in pursuing. A man takes pride in leading. A man takes pride in being the pursuer. This is natural things. But when you had, oh wow. But Tamia, let me tell you, Tamia, the reason why femininity works, even when it doesn't work. So femininity works even when it doesn't work. So what does that mean? It's supposed to be your Sloman shield. It's a way for you to filter out. You don't want the beta males who are not receptive to your feminine energy. You don't want the beta males who are indecisive and they can't even decide between a steak and a salad for a half an hour. You don't want the beta males. So when you're feminine and you're soft and you're welcoming and you're your own version, you don't kind of fake it, okay? When you're your own brand of feminine. And that's another thing. All these modern dating sites are trying to condition you to be some artificial R2D2 robot, like it's like you all are manufacturing and you all are fake. No, when you love yourself, thank you, Mahogany. When you love yourself and you adore yourself, you be the best version of you. And I've used this example in my Laws of Enchantress program and one-on-one coaching. That's right. For example, Michelle Obama, beautiful black woman, but she's more college prep. She's very, very clean college preppy. Then you got Serena Williams, beautiful black woman. Okay, beautiful black woman, but she's athletic. Then you got Jada Pinkett. She's more rocky, edgy, and sporty. Then you got Lisa Bonet, bohemian. Then you got Beyonce, full on glamour. Each woman is attractive and beautiful in her own right because she's the best version of herself. But that type of alignment will not happen unless you don't learn the culture of self love. You're not supposed to mimic because guess what? We can see it. I know who I am. You know, I love makeup, hair, wigs. I love natural hair. I got jewelry and stuff. I'm like a old-fashioned girly girl, but I can be trendy. I'm like a chameleon, you know, but I'm true to myself. This is who I am. This is who I am as a woman. So it works for me because I've learned over a course of period of time to love myself and to honor myself and not let other people's opinion dictate my sense of self-worth, because that's what happens with women. We're open, we're vulnerable, we're hurt, and we're allowing other people's opinions to dictate our sense of self-worth, and that's what's destroying us. And I believe there's room enough for everyone. You want to be the modern frisbee punani? Go ahead. You want to be traditional? Go ahead. You want to be Christian, Muslim, Hindu, agnostic, atheist? Go ahead. But what's not happening is that we are all being painted with one broad brush. And those of us who want to be courted, want to be loved, want to be adored, those of us who want healthy, well-balanced, prosperous marriages are being squeezed off the board because everything's being painted with one broad brush and voices are not being heard. And the same people, the same segment of society who caused this chaos in the first place are telling you they got the solution. Let me tell you something, a secret. Feminine energy means nothing without traditionalism. Feminine energy cannot flourish in a modern alpha male genderless world. Feminine energy needs gender roles to have balance and to know what the hell she's doing. Like, what is she doing? So all these women don't want to tell you the other half because they're still tied to that feminist extreme agenda. And when I say feminist, I'm not talking about the right to vote. I'm not talking about the right to drive a car, open the credit card, have your own loan, go to the bank. Let's not get stupid because it seems that we don't know how to have a balanced, healthy conversation. I'm talking about the extremities where you're angry at men, you hate all men. Men are this and men are that. Marriage is bad. Relationships is bad. Children is bad. Bad, 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 bad. Okay, that's extreme. To the point where you're saying, don't date, have fun, do whatever you want. No, relationships are toxic. Men are evil. Marriage is slavery. The patriarchy, patriarchy. Okay, if that's how you feel, go ahead. But allow the women who don't feel that way not to be harassed and shouted down and attacked by you, not to be dragged and humiliated by you. Because if you're confident in your decision, you don't need to use other people for your reasoning. If I'm confident in being a traditionalist, I don't really care what's happening around me. I've been this way for over 15 years. I've been preaching this, especially to sisters. The traditionalism is what's going to stop you. How can you date without traditionalism? Because a guy doesn't know what's going on. Oh, you're just going to tell him we're just not going to have sex. Why? Why aren't you having sex with him? Why? What's your point? You don't want to talk about marriage. You don't want to talk about courtship. You don't want to talk about being a wife he's confused. I understand him. What is it that you're presenting to him? You just can't say I don't want to have sex when everybody's doing it. He's a guy. He's used to getting what he wants. But if you explain to him what you are about, hey, I'm a traditionalist. I'm really excited to share my life with someone, but I'm looking for tradition. I'm dating for marriage, to be courted. That sounds much better than just saying, you ain't getting no pussy tonight. That's just not, come on, guys. And the guy thinks you're playing a cat and mouse game. He just thinks, oh, she's just trying to see how much she can get from me. And guess what? Even the guys you say traditionalism to, some of them will be a joke. It's the truth, Tanea. You know it's the truth. Ladies, you can have a good life. YouTube, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these platforms are amazing platforms to change and reformat your life. But you are in charge of what you let into your subconscious and your conscious thought. If you allow people to bog up your mind and take up your space with their drama, with their nonsense. People that are successful on any level are focused, concentrated, dedicated, and they don't play around. So if you truly want success, if you truly want to see what the possibilities are for loving yourself and truly loving yourself and bringing yourself to the best vibration and knowing as you are now, I don't care if you're 5 pounds or 500, you have to believe as you are now, you are the upgrade. You are healer. If you're Ebony Rich, my beautiful dark-skinned sisters, I did a whole campaign that went it went a million times viral. You are the color of the universe. You are the shade of the galaxy. You have to be able to empower yourself and bring yourself to that vibration. And that's what attracts continuously. That's where you get that flow of positivity in your life. It starts with you, not the outside. Because true beauty is from within. That's why when you're in love, you glow. That's why when you're pregnant and happy, they say the pregnancy glow. There's something magical, something kinetic that happens when it's from the inside. You really can't do it externally. And like I said, this is not ever going to be 1,000 views. This is never ever going to be, oh my God, Kanye got the tea. You'll never see that here. I don't care. Because I am here to actually empower you and change your life. I have been doing this for years. And the only reason I made the Enchantress program is because I saw as a Black woman what I went through. Not loving myself. Thank you, Sean. Not adoring myself, never feeling I was good enough, thinking I had to be perfect to even think I can have a good boyfriend, a good husband, a provider and protector. The negativity, the sisters telling you you're not good enough, you're not slim enough, you're too fat, you're too dark, you're too skinny, you're too light, you're too just everything that I'm not. So I had to take this journey and commit myself to this lifetime era of healing. And I looked in my background where I did HR for over 20 years, nonprofits. I worked in bridal with women for over 5 years. And I was the one who actually made the surveys and the questionnaires and saw so many beautiful women, so many demographics all over the world in the heart of Times Square. And I've always been doing this for so long. And I finally said, you know what? Let me do this and make it based on your healing, your self-love, because something magical happens. When you love yourself, you start attracting the best in every part of your life, health-wise, career-wise, success-wise. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, self-love will only magnify it and make that success even better. Like I say in every chat I do, show me a woman who loves themselves, has confidence in themselves, adores themselves, invests in themselves. Show me a woman who puts herself first, second, and third. And in some way, she's taken abuse. It never happens. We don't want to admit it, but we have a lot of chinks in our armor, and we got to build our armor up with ourselves. It's almost impossible if you love yourself, adore yourself, respect yourself. You know your self-worth. You know your boundaries. You know exactly what you want from life, and you're this amazing woman full of love for you. You're not going to get dragged by anyone. Forget about men. No one's going to mess with you because you don't leave room. You put yourself first. But so many of us have been taught not to put ourselves first. So many of us have been taught to put ourselves last. So many of us have been taught that if we give to ourselves, we're selfish. Or if we focus on ourselves, it's just not right. So that's the biggest part, is mending that and taking the steps for that in the manifestation, the visualization, in the healing, in the meditations. And we do all of this in the Laws of Enchantress. And that's why it's been so successful. The program's been out since May 18th, 2018. Sorry, May 1st, 2018. And 7 engagements, 2 girls got married, and Leah Love Sleater, who is an expert with online dating. Go and see her page. Think it's Leah Love Online. She got a YouTube. I'll find the link. But an expert, like she is the online dating whisperer. She's exceptional, and she took the program as well. And I'm actually going to be the maid of honor at her wedding coming up April 14th. You're going to actually see me there. So this is phenomenal. This is real women, real grown women who are in their early 40s, mid 50s. These are not children. These are women who are not playing. They're single moms. They have homes. They have mortgages. They're not going to play with their life just to jump on some fashion boat to be in some kind of clique. They have true lives that they want to take to the next level. And we have women leaving bad relationships. We have women traveling to Paris, traveling to Egypt, actually saying, fuck it. I'm going to indulge in myself. And little do they know, they're opening themselves up to frequencies. So we have women getting pedicures for the first time in their life. And their moms. It's truly about saturating yourself with self-love in a safe and warm environment, free of the harshness and free of the false fact that you are not the upgrade. So dating as today is fake. You know, the men are vetting you, and they're vetting you for panani. They're not even vetting you for marriage. The men are not courting you. You're courting them. You're spending time, money, and all this stuff getting yourself ready. And the guys will probably only want to take you on a date. Or even if they do, like I said, if by some miracle of God, you actually make it to marriage with these types of bad, toxic dating habits, even if you make it to marriage, it's going to be a marriage from hell because he is the prize and you're not. And the balance already is off. The balance already is off because he is the prize and you're not. You ever see those marriages where the wife gets treated like crap and you're like, how the hell did this happen? It starts from somewhere. Everybody talks about bad marriages. Well, I got another secret for you. Bad relationships make bad marriages. Let's be proactive. Let's be intelligent. Let's be serious and start focusing on the relationships. Nobody gets married to Prince Charming and Cinderella, and all of a sudden when the ring goes on, you turn to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's not what's happening. What's happening is that you can't hide anymore. You're married. You live under the same roof. You know, everything is magnified. My mom says marriage is a magnifier. She's been married for over 42 years. So that's the truth. That's the truth. And the truth is, I know just a few adjustments can change the lives of so many sisters. And taking care of yourself. It's not just that. Take therapy, go to feminine workshops, connect and network, break out of your introverted shell, go on Eventbrite, go to events, start flourishing as a woman. You know, treat yourself to perfume, go buy that Chanel, this and that, because anything you give, you shall receive. And I really believe that. And too many of us give ourselves negativity. Too many of us give ourselves negative conditioning. Too many of ourselves, we're just literally eating, breathing, and living on negative vibration. So I'm just telling you, give your happiness a chance. Like I said, this is not going to be a sensationalist video. This is not going to be drama and tea. This is not going to be about, you know, who's wearing what or this and that. This is truly about the empowerment of you as a woman. This is about the betterment of you. And a lot of people out there, they don't really care about that. They want to see how much viewers they can get or how much hits they can get or whatever. And I'm so proud to have the results that I do in Enchantress coaching. And you can go to the review page. I'm just so proud because it's just not about relationships. It's a beautiful thing to see a sister loving herself. It's a almost emotional, tear-jerking thing to seeing a sister investing in herself, like going to the gym, going to this trainer, or going to therapy, taking that real step to truly heal that trauma and stop trauma bonding. You know, truly going out there and doing what they have to do to get their life. And the most magical part is when you actually say, screw it, and you give 100% of every fiber of your being into getting yourself into where you want to go. Whether it's a happy relationship, entrepreneurship, whether it's to better your life in any which way, you give on to yourself. You say, screw it. If this is not going to make my life better, I'm not entertaining it. And if you take that and you're strict with it, in 90 days, you can see a complete magical turnaround in your life. But it's up to you. It's truly up to you. It's truly up to you not to get caught up in the drama, toxic friends, toxic coworkers, unfortunately sometimes toxic parents, toxic Facebook, toxic YouTube. It's truly up to you to fill yourself up with what you want to attract in life. So thank you guys for listening. I'm going to actually finish up my work here and take myself to the gym. And hopefully I'll be back soon and keep my promise, keeping my channel active. Remember to love yourself, adore yourself, go on Groupon. And if you like this video, hit the like button. Please share this video. Go on Groupon and get some spa stuff. I love going on Groupon. Groupon's my best friend. You know, I always get my facials. I be hopping around. Do what you gotta do to make yourself look and feel your best from the inside out. And stop wasting your time with negative Nancy's and the terrible Titanic. Stop getting dragged down by women who have committed themselves to not being happy. Like, I don't even care what anybody says about me. I'm getting married to the love of my life. I'm moving to England. Like, everything is just going to be amazing. I'm going to be a mom. You know, we're going to have lots of cute little babies. I'm hoping for at least 5 kids. You know, my life is amazing. And your life can be amazing. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. We're all the same. The only thing is that we choose to entertain happiness and love. Nobody is better than anybody. This isn't some makeup and some wig. I'm not special. We all have the capacity to be the same on the inside and out, but it's about what we contribute, what we truly put our energy to. It's your choice. It is your choice. You know, like, I know a lot of you guys from the beginning of Hashes But Economics, all through the drama, all through the dragging, and I said, you know what? I'm making a choice to be positive. Those who believe me, those who know me, good things don't happen to bad people. Bad things happen to bad people. Happy people do happy things. And I knew if I stay with this, the lives of so many women leaving abusive relationships, leaving toxic relationships, leaving toxic family members, starting their own businesses, going into real estate, becoming bartenders. You know, so many women have done so much to change their life, and I am proud and blessed to say I stuck it through. So hopefully I see you guys on Laws of Enchantress page, which is on Facebook. It's a free page, and that's where I host the Laws of Enchantress program, which is a one-time fee of $199, and you get lifetime access. You get access to over 200 PDF books. You get access to over several different pages focused on fertility, fitness, health, meditation, beauty, you name it, you say it. And you get access to all future and past courses. Then, you know, I have my one-on-one Enchantress coaching. You can go on to Enchantress coaching to read my many reviews from women I've spoken to all over the world. So if you have any questions, just message me, or, you know, I'll put the page information in comments and my email, and hopefully I'll hear from some of you, because 9 months left, guys, of this year, and you can totally change your life. So thank you for listening. Share the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and keep those thumbs up.